All right, peace and blessings, family. This is Brother Yusuf. I'm back with another video. I gotta be honest with you guys. This is like my fifth time trying to do this video. Every time I do this video, something stops me, something messes me up. I get distracted, right? But I don't care what happened this time. This is the one. If this don't happen right now, it ain't gonna come out. All right, till another time. So I'm gonna knock this video out on this fifth attempt. I've been trying to do this video all day. So peace and blessings, family. We back with another video, right? And the feathers are up as always. We at war. As long as we're on this planet dealing with the system, we at war. So we trying to always be prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, right? So we back with another video, family. And today, Brother Yusuf gonna give y'all the knowledge on light codes. Okay, we're gonna break down light codes, and we're gonna talk about what are light codes. We're going to talk about different types of lights. And we're also going to talk about a little bit on the light language. And I don't want to touch too much on the light language. I am going to tell you guys what the light language is, but because I want to do another video on it, okay, in the future. But today's video is going to be about light codes, family, and we're going to drop the science on that today. All right, but before we start the video, I want to say first things first is that I have a website. The website is out, family. It's done. And the website is newlifetools.com. So just like my email, newlifetools@gmail.com, it's going to be newlifetools.com, www.newlifetools.com. And I'll put the link below this video when I'm done with the video. And you guys can go in there and check out my website. I'm still building it up as far as what I'm putting on there. So as of right now, my YouTube videos will be up there. I'm also in the future going to be putting up videos that's not going to be on YouTube. That's going to be on my channel. Okay. So it's going to be a new platform for us where I'll be able to have information over there that I'm not going to have anywhere else as we go forward in the future. Okay. So yes, eventually, I'll be putting up lectures up there. That people can pay for to get service to get lectures and different things like that. The jury will eventually have a place up there. I will be selling my jewelry up there eventually. But like I said, it's a website. We got it up. We got it done. And I'm slowly adding to the website as we speak. But if you guys want to go on there and look at YouTube videos or look at videos, it's up there. Also, my t-shirt company is going to be up there. And I'm going to be adding more onto that, the Tribology company. And so, like I said, right now we have the videos of Tribology. And the jury will be coming, and the classes will be coming soon. Now, I don't want to say classes, because I don't, but let's say lectures. Okay, lectures on certain things that's not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on my website. All right. So that's what's going to be happening, family. So also, if you want a consultation, we do have a spot on the website for consultations, but you're going to have to still email me until I work out a few tweaks, because right now we still have it as you can just go on there and put in a time and a date. I just realized that, and that may not always work for me because I'm always busy doing things also. So right now, email is still the best way to contact me for a consultation. If you go in there and do a consultation right now, before I say so and I don't get back to you, that's your fault. All right? So I'm telling y'all, hit me up on newlifetools@gmail.com for consultations if y'all want one. Also, I want to shout out the brother who built my website. And if you guys are looking to have your own website done, right? I want you to contact Brother Stefan Beckham. Stefan Beckham. You can contact him at two places right now. www.veemz.com. That's veems.com. So that's going to be V as in Victor, E as in Edward, E as in Edward, M as in Mary, and Z as in Zebra.com. www.veems.com. All right. You can also email him at Veems, Veemz. So Veems, Veemz, LLC at gmail.com. So that's Veemz, LLC at gmail.com. You can also email him there if you guys want to get a website. This is the brother that did my website. Put my stamp on him. The brother's work is incredible. Me and him has been going back and forth, and he has blown my mind how talented he is He's a subscriber of mine, and and he's growing spiritually. And the brother does incredible work on this graphic designs and also website building. The brother's incredible with this stuff. So I want you guys to really. He's the one that's going to help me update my website as we go. You know. So the brother's great. If y'all want to, if you guys want a website, your own website built for your company, or someone else who want one, contact this brother. He does impeccable, incredible work. All right. And don't be trying to get with him getting discounts. Support businesses. Support black businesses. Right. Support businesses without uh, asking for a discount all the time. We got to stop doing that as a people. You know what I'm saying? But the brother is asking people, pay the man. You know what I mean? Or work something out with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say his prices. That's for you guys to talk with him about. But I hope y'all understand. Websites aren't always cheap. But if you can talk with the brother, y'all can work something out. Y'all can work something out. All right. So y'all contact that brother. You guys want a website built. He does incredible work, impeccable work. Okay. Flawless work. So work with contact brother Stefan Beckham. So before we start the video, y'all always know we gotta get into that mindset of gratitude. We're gonna get into that mindset of gratitude, being thankful and grateful for everything we have. That gratitude raises our vibrations. It puts us in a powerful state of mind. And we're gonna give our thanks today. So today is Wednesday. I give thanks to the gods and goddesses of Wednesday. I give thanks to the god Odin. I give thanks to the god Thoth. I give thanks to the god Papa Legba. I give thanks to all the gods and goddesses of knowledge and wisdom. I give thanks to the ascended masters. I give thanks to my ancestors, known and unknown. I give thanks to the 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. I give thanks to the gods and goddesses of Mercury. I give thanks to my animal spirit, the snake and the deer. And I give thanks to Mother Earth for always providing. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, family. We don't gave our thanks. We don't put our mind in a state of gratitude, right? Brother Yusuf is really giving y'all some deep science. When y'all understand it, y'all will know how powerful gratitude is. Having that attitude of gratitude. I want you guys to work with the sunlight, right? Having that attitude of gratitude. Think of things you're grateful for. Because what's going to happen, family, is that I'm training you guys to tap into high vibrations and powerful energy, a powerful high vibration at will. When you do it so much, like when I talk about gratitude, my eyes naturally start closing because I'm already falling into the state of being thankful, right? And being grateful for what I have. And what I have, some of you may have more than me. And I might have some more than you. But be grateful. Just be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you got, right? And watch the universe. Watch your higher self open up the doors to bring more things to you to be grateful for. So you are programming your subconscious mind to do that, family. All right? To bring things to you to be grateful for. All right? So keep practicing that, family, as we go forward. Right? So let's talk about what are light codes. Okay? What are light codes? And light is a very powerful thing, depending on what level you're talking about it on. So all light is not good light. Okay, I gotta be honest about that, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, there are some versions of light that are not always good light. All right, light is probably one of the most powerful elements that we understand. Some people call it the 6th element. Earth, air, fire, water, spirit, and light. Some people call light the 6th element. And it can be good or bad depending on what you're doing with it. I want you guys to understand that 3rd dimensional light will blind you. Okay, and we're going to go deep into what 3rd dimensional light is. You guys live in a tree of life or the tree of lights. Okay, and we're going to go deeper into what that is. Okay, so too much lights will blind you. A lot of people down here are light workers, but some of this light worker stuff is not always what people think it is. It's not always good, right? You can get lost and you can get blinded by it. Okay, it will have you looking at something that you think is there and it's not. And that's what blinding light does. It creates illusions. Okay, it creates illusions. So we don't want to be blinded by the light. Too much light is not always good. Now, that's a lower version of light. Too much earth light is not good. Too much physical light is not good. And that's what we're talking about. And some of these light workers are not on the level of light they should be. So that's what I'm talking about, family. You don't want to get caught up in the illusion, right? By somebody just saying the word rainbow and crystals, and we get caught up in this illusion of illusionary light. There has to be a balance, okay? And then on the flip side, family, darkness is also light, but you don't want to have too much darkness because too much darkness, you will lose yourself in the darkness. Okay, when it's dark, you can get lost. Okay, but at the same time, the darkness is very pulling. It is very alluring, right? You can be drawn by the darkness. It's very interesting. It's very mysterious, right? So, and that's cool, but you don't want to get consumed by it because the darkness will consume you because you can get lost in the darkness if you have too much of it. Okay, so we need to understand, family, that there is a tree of light or a tree of life, and we study the Kabbalah to understand that tree of life, right? And then you have a tree of darkness, or what they call a tree of death, which is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and the secret to the tree of knowledge of good and evil is that there is no good and evil. Right? That's why the deeper I study Kabbalah, the more I understood that. And I always say this, dealing with that fifth sephirah, when it took me into a necessary evil, the evil that God allows. When I started to understand that, I started to understand that there really is no evil. It's all a perspective. Okay? So, but I want you guys to understand that when people do deeds, whether they think it's evil or not, there's still consequences. So Brother Yusuf believes in right and wrong. Right? I believe in doing things that are right and wrong. I believe in that because there's laws of the universe, and you don't want to break a law to do something wrong. It doesn't mean you're evil. It just means it's wrong. You broke one of the laws of the universe. And so right and wrong is one thing, and I believe in that. I don't believe in good and evil because good and evil is just a perspective, right? So I want you guys to really understand that, right? And some of you guys may not understand that until you evolve more in your consciousness. You'll understand deeper what light and dark is and what evil and good is. And some people may choose to believe in evil all their life. Somebody who harms children, yes, it would be considered evil, but it's not evil to the person that's doing it. So is it a universal evil, right? Or this man may be hurting somebody's kids to get back at them. It still don't make it right. There's consequences for what you do. Somebody shoot your brother or something like that. You feel like you was right by shooting this guy's brother. Well, he may try to come back and kill you. There's consequences. Right? Now the question becomes, is this guy who shot your brother, if you kill him, are you evil? Are you wrong? Or is it justified? So there's a whole bunch of confusion around good and evil, right? But we want to focus today on the light and the dark. So you don't want to have too much light, family, because you can be unbalanced. And you can start to go crazy. You can be blind. And nobody can tell you nothing. Because you think that it's all bubbles and fairies and crystals. Or you can be blinded by the darkness, where you become too caught up in the power of consuming and too much in your ego, right? You can become blinded by these things, family. So there has to be a balance, okay? I want to make that very clear. So the first light we're going to talk about, family, is physical light, okay? And by physical light, we're talking about light that is emitted through electricity, okay? The light that you are looking at me through on this YouTube channel right now, right? You have electronics. These type of lights, like our phones, our tablets, right? The electricity we get from the light in our rooms. These type of lights, they give us information, right? So because I have a cell phone in my hand and it's emitting an earth or a physical light, this physical light can feed me information. I can be informed. It doesn't mean that all information is good information, because all information is not good information. But I can still be informed by my cell phone or by my tablet or by my computer, right? So the lowest form of light, family, is physical light. And we got to understand that, right? So people get caught up in the physical light. The physical light is the illusionary world you live in also. It represents your ego, embracing your humanity. If you embrace your humanity a lot, you're getting caught up in the light and you're blinded. So because you can't see, you're fearful, right? So if you have a lot of fear, then you have too much physical light, too much ego. You have to let that go. You're blinded too much. You have to see the truth. You have to see the reality, okay? But people who try to take this physical light and do something with it, they can actually get information from it, okay? You get education, right? You can get entertained, and you can get experiences from physical light. But physical light can only give you information. You can only be informed. by physical light. Okay. Now we have tablets and cell phones. Well, the screens, the black screens, are glass for the most part, and this glass comes from crystals, quartz crystals. It comes from sand. So we need to understand that, right? And then every cell phone and tablet and computer and TV has quartz crystals to make them run, to process the energy. Okay? So another the highest form of physical light is a crystal. I want you guys to understand that. So the best information you can ever get if you know how to access it is the information from a crystal. Crystals are sunlight that has transformed itself down into a physical form. So it's lowered itself to be a container or a holder of information. Okay, not knowledge and wisdom. Crystals are computers that come from the earth. Okay, so back in Atlantis, in Lemuria, but mostly in Atlantis, they can actually take crystals and put their information into a crystal. And if you know how to use that crystal and how to pull information from it, you can actually get information out of the crystal. So a crystal was like a storehouse. And because it was mixed with physical elements and minerals, then you'll get different types of information that could tell you what type of, different types of crystals that can tell you what type of information was in that crystal by the crystal. Because that's what they would do. They would take different types of crystals and they will put information in a certain type of crystal. So the most famous and most popular form of this that we know of and we hear about is the emerald tablets or the emerald tablet. Now, some people are so low in their thinking, they may be disrespectful towards the emerald tablet and say, well, that was just a book. That was just something that, no, the emerald tablet is a real thing, whether you saw one for real or not. And one thing about the emerald tablet itself is that you hold a tablet in your hand, which is a synthetic form of a crystal. The true crystal is inside of it, processing the energy, and you're holding a plastic or glass form, which is a more synthetic form. But back in the ancient days, they actually wrote information on top of crystals. And the more advanced people put the information on top of a crystal and inside of the crystal. So one secret about the emerald tablets that people don't understand is that the first layer of the tablets were actually on top, but there was more information embedded into the inner side of the crystal if you know how to access the crystal. Okay? So crystals are the highest form of physical information that you can do, because a crystal can't give you knowledge. It can't make you do anything. It can't make you know, but it can inform you. Okay? Just like your crystal you're holding in your hand, which is a cell phone. It is a synthetic version of a crystal. You are holding it in your hand. They wrote on the emerald tablet, and you writing on your iPad, which is a tablet. We call it an iPad today. They called it an emerald tablet. You know, and the Egyptians wrote on stone. They wrote on limestone and different types of crystals in Egypt. They wrote their spells and their words on stone. Okay, which will be gemstones. Okay, so once again, with the crystal thing and the gemstone thing, they're writing information on these things because these things are alive. They carry a frequency and they can hold information better. Okay, they can hold information better. The information that you have in your hand is based off electricity. It is a physical form of light. So you can only get information from this type of light. Okay. So the highest form of physical light, now y'all know, is that you can get information from is a crystal. So a crystal can only do so much for you. It can protect you, can do what it's made to do, but you can also put information into a crystal. That's why I tell you guys, if you have a black gemstone, which are known for protection, a tourmaline, a jet, something like that, which are my two favorite stones, most favorite stones, even a black kyanite, you can actually put these crystals on top of a book, and the crystal itself will actually absorb the energy of the book. So if you want to train your crystals in protection, you can put them on top of a protective book, but do that for protective crystals. Don't take a love stone and put it on top of a protective book. It can still take the information, but the way it processes it will be different because it's not made for protection, it's made for love, right? Or the heart chakra or something like that. So that's what it is with the physical light, family. So now the next type of light is spiritual light. The sun and the moon is the best version of spiritual light, okay? And by spiritual light, you can get knowledge from spiritual light. You can know things from spiritual light, okay? The sun is the representation of light, right? A higher form of light. The sun is fifth dimensional. The moon is fourth dimensional. So when you tap into astral lights, you actually get to experience information on a higher level when you tap into that type of light, when you absorb enough of it. So we dream every night. We go to the fourth dimension or the astral world. If your consciousness is absorbing the right type of light, or it's open to this type of light, You can actually get knowledge. So a lot of people ask me, Brother Yusuf, what book can I read on this type of information? And I tell them sometimes books don't always exist to give you what you want. Sometimes you have to go experience it in the astral world or in the spiritual world. Okay? So you can get knowledge. You can know because you've seen it, you've experienced it. So when I go to hell states, there's not a lot of books that's written on hell states. I'm telling you guys what I experienced. I have knowledge on these things because I've been there. I experienced it. So I know, right? I know. I've been to heaven states. Well, that I know. There's no books on exactly what I experienced. So you guys have to start understanding everything doesn't come out of a book. A book is supposed to give you information. A book can be considered physical knowledge or physical light. You can only get so much from a book, and then you have to put that what you got from a book into practice so you can get to the next version of light, which is spiritual light, which is working with that sun and the moon. So Kabbalah means to receive. So by studying Kabbalah, you can receive the right type of information by dealing with the Yesod, which is the moon, and Tesseract, which is the sun. You can experience these spheres of consciousness, these spheres of light, these spheres of consciousness to take your consciousness to a higher dimension or a higher realm by understanding what the Kabbalah is and how to work with the Kabbalah. And that's actually a topic that I know a lot about, but I don't talk a lot about it because there's a lot of information and a lot of people put information out on Kabbalah, right? Or this Kabbalah. I was gonna start my channel out talking about Kabbalah, and I thought about it. I said, man, so many people talking about Kabbalah. So I take the most experienced and high level information. I try to squeeze it down and make it simple so everybody can understand it. So I get right to the point on a lot of things. So spiritual light, family, comes from the sun and the moon. So the sun is fifth dimensional. Once you experience that, you can get a different level of knowing. A different level of knowing. So when you experience the fifth dimensional light and you open your light body and tap into your light body, well, you know things now because you have a different type of body that you've accessed. Right now, while you're watching this video, your astral form is up there doing things that you don't even know it's doing because you don't have the knowledge of that. But once you open that third eye and you raise your vibrations, and I talked about that in the video, how to grow spiritually, how to make an altar to feed off astral light, you can actually grow your astral self and feed off that fourth dimensional light and then take yourself to the next level of light, which is the sun, which I've been talking about over the past 6 months to really get you guys to understand working with that sun can activate your fifth dimensional light and give you real spiritual power. Okay, real spiritual power, because it's going to activate codes in your DNA, your sleeping DNA or data, right? Is activated by codes, light codes that comes from the sun. Okay, so this junk DNA that they call, or this dark DNA, is activated by light codes, and these light codes can come from the sun. Some of them can be activated by moonlight, because the sun reflects off the moon, and you can get it's a different type of light, but it's light. So you guys need to understand when Brother Yusuf is telling y'all get into that sun work and have an attitude of gratitude. I'm teaching you guys how to actually go into a certain level of activating your junk DNA. Okay, and you can do this by looking at the sun. Simple sun gazing or sun gazing to make it more advanced. Sun gazing with a high emotion. All right. So that is spiritual light, and spiritual light, family, is knowledge. So you have information, then you have knowledge, which is the sun and the moon. You can get spiritual light from that. Okay. The next level of light is what they call primordial light. Primordial light is the light from the universe. Okay. It is what we call dark matter and dark energy. Dark matter and dark energy is the fabric of the universe. It is the basis of the universe. So dragons actually feed off this type of light. When you're dealing with dragons actually eat primordial energy. They feed off primordial light. And humans can experience it, but you can only experience it by opening up the crown chakra. So once you get to this level of absorbing primordial light, now you can actually wear talismans and amulets that actually have primordial light in them, and you can feed off of it that way, but that's very rare. Not a lot of people that actually have these type of amulets, but you can actually use these certain amulets to feed off primordial light. Primordial light is, once again, family, dark matter and dark energy. This is the thing where they were trying to tap into with the hydrogen collider. They had a show on Netflix called Finding the God Particle, which is also melanin, right? But the God particle is the fabric of the universe. It is the particle that is everywhere and in everything. So no matter who you are or where you come from, everybody has a form of dark matter or dark energy inside of them, because it is the fabric of everything in the universe. So you can see why these people want to make a weapon out of dark matter and dark energy, okay? Because it is the fabric of the universe. And if you can learn how to transform that, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So the highest form of light that you can absorb as a human is primordial light. This taps into a level of immortality. This is more of an alchemy thing. When you study alchemy and get into the alchemist, um, transmutation of the soul, and things like that, where you can actually take this higher form of light and actually transform yourself. And this is why the alchemists were able to transmute matter, right? Because they can tap into primordial lights. I'm giving y'all a big secret right here. Primordial lights. And there's a certain frequency you have to tap into to actually transform that light, which is love. Only love can actually transform physical matter by using primordial light. So once you have that enough primordial light, you can use it, right? Some of us already have it inside of us, but once we obtain enough of it and we learn how to use it, you can actually tap into the frequency of love. I don't care what you say; it's not a easy vibration to tap into because we can't control it. You don't even know when you fall into love; you just into it. You don't even remember the day or the second when you start loving, right? And I did a whole video about that, so I'm not gonna go deep into it. But people think they really understand love; they know what love is, but you have no clue. Love is dark matter and dark energy. It is the fabric of the universe itself. Love can make you go crazy. And it can make you protect somebody with your life. It is the unknowable. It is the creator. So once you learn how to tap into this love frequency at will, but you got to start somewhere. That's why I'm telling you, I get into an attitude of gratitude to learn how to tap into higher frequencies. But a true alchemist could tap into the love frequency, and they can actually transmute matter. They can give life to a dead person. They can do all kind of amazing things like that. They become godlike. All right. So this video might cut off, family. If it do, um, it is what it is. Because I'm not doing another one. This is the fifth time, right? So I want to get that part out the most. And the Latin light language, the light language is Latin. Okay, I want y'all to understand the light language is Latin. So get into Latin, study Latin, and write your spells in Latin, and you can learn that light language. That's what in Hebrew is a fire language, but fire gives off light. So this is why Hebrew is so powerful. So I want to get on here and give y'all this video today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I love y'all, family. And remember to support the website. I want to get on here and drop this knowledge on y'all. All right? I love y'all, family. Tap into that language of light, which is Latin. Write your spells in it and understand it. And you can grow, right? Learn how to speak Latin. Learn how to say things in Latin. And you can evoke more light. This is why demons can't. This is why they got rid of Latin, because they said it's a dead language. It's not. It was too powerful, so they got rid of it, right? So that's what the light language is, all right? But Brother Yusuf got to go before this video cut off again. I love y'all. And the next one will be a live stream. So peace and blessings to y'all, family. Peace.